Welcome to episode number 62 of the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the lovely Beacon Tap. How's my cousin Donnie doing today?
Cousin Donnie's good, Jim. Thank you for asking. As always, it's nice to see you 2 days in a row. I'll tell you, that is a blessing on my end. So, how's everything on your end? How we doing?
You know, really, I mean, we had a good night last night. Went out to the bar, hung out with some of the guys after the game. It's been a good week, you know, just been busy. Got back from our lovely out of town for my wedding anniversary with my wife, and all is well.
So, how was Vegas? Pretty fun?
Vegas was a great time. We had a lot of fun, a lot of gambling. Went to the Circa pool, which was really cool. Went to the Morgan Wallen concert, which was awesome. So just a lot of fun, and came back to a lot of interesting things happening at the field last night. So,
like what? Like what? What was happening last night at the field when you came back, Jim?
Oh, there was a little birdie flying around the field.
Gotcha.
The birdie's name was William Russ.
All right. That's it. We're good.
And William Russ was flying around doing the signature 45s game last night. So we had a lot of good laughs with William. We were busting his balls a little bit, which is, hey, that's what softball's all about having fun, you know, enjoying the game. And then Will met us out at the bar afterwards. Well, we didn't get out of there until almost midnight, as you know. So
the cordial is a good time. Cordial Inn is a good time.
Yeah, so guys were up and running, and it was fun, man. We have no complaints. But I think a lot of the softball chatter with Will and some, you know, and the interesting stories, it's always fun to talk to that man.
That's right. He loves the game. He loves live streaming. So if he ever gets the ability to do that, he's going to do it. And you know, people like watching his streams, and you know, so do we. Nothing wrong with him doing games at all. I'm a big fan of him. So
yeah, I know. I hope he's going to be able to do it again on our page if he's not able to do it on the SSA page. So
yeah,
either way, I think it should be, you know, he should have the rank to do whatever he wants. The same as you. You should be able to do it on multiple pages. You know, like we said last week, we have to end the bullshit. So hopefully all that stuff will come to an end. But really quick, before we get into one of the things I want to talk about, I want to say welcome to Austin. Welcome to Dean, Troy, Adam, Richard, Jimmy, Bruce. Our boy Bruce is on. Welcome, Bruce. Jim Macy, thank you. Says congrats, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Anthony, welcome. Marty, Pat O'Connell, Bill, Manuel, and Sean Quinn. So welcome, guys, to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show. Tonight's guest, we actually have Michael Heinrich, who is the new maker of the 16-inch softball bat. So I think tonight's show will be interesting because we'll get some background on hopefully how the bat was made. You know, and I'm curious to see why he named it Cut Shot. Is it maybe because his idol is me? I don't know. Or his idol is the cutting in the game. I don't know. We have to ask.
They're named after you.
Maybe. You never know.
Mike's a super cool guy. I've got to know him a little bit over the last month with, you know, trying to get him on the show, and, you know, his development of the softball bat. You know, he's got a full-time job outside of doing this. So he's dedicating a lot of time to bring us some new bats. They're great. I want to put that out there right away. And, you know, we'll talk about that even more as Chris Rieger's in the chat. Hello, Chris Rieger. Good to see you, as
Yep.
always. Chris Rieger is team Uncle Jimmy, cousin Donnie, by the way.
Also, I
That's
want
all.
to throw a shout out to Mr. Rod Bailey, our old timers buddy. You know, he's always joining the show every week. Mr. Jake Reynolds, who can probably body press both of us, Donnie, and that's
Sure
okay.
can.
Our boy Pat Moran and Matt Dozen. So Matt Dozen has joined in, another SSA board member watching the show. So we definitely appreciate that, as we are going to join together and join forces moving forward, aren't we, Donnie?
We're going to certainly try, my friend. I would certainly like that. Pat Moran says, can we get some Diesel's future odds for winning A Nationals? We're going to get into A Nationals after we talk to Mike. Jimmy's got all the lines. I've got the bracket. We're going to get into that for sure. Pat, sit tight. We'll make sure we give Diesel some love in their opening game against Oboes. Hi, Drew.
Oh, Drew's here. We got to let everyone know that Drew had the walk-off hit tonight in Iowa.
Yeah.
So let it be known. Let that head, for Drew get a little bigger. Hopefully he shows up to major nationals and enters the home run derby if we do one. If we're allowed to do one, Donnie. So we're still waiting on, confirmation there if we're going to be able to look to do the home run derby. If not, maybe we'll just take it to the Dome right down the street and do the home run derby in the Dome.
It'd be kind of cool.
Won't be, might not be a bad idea.
Use your resources to your advantage, man.
Yeah, never know. So let's get rolling tonight, because I have a couple things before we get to Mike that I want to share. First one is I want to say congrats to our girls. Hopefully the picture pops up. Let's see here. Hopefully it does. Is it not popping up, Donnie? Can you see it?
It is not currently popping up, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's not fair.
It was doing really good before the show started, and now since we're live, of course it messes up, but that's not fair.
That is not fair, but it is there. I see it on the screens. I'll try one more.
Do it again? No. Oh, good. It's okay. Do you want to explain what the photo is?
Well, let me go ahead and pull that up. So I had the photo all signed up. And it is for our girls. I guess it's called Slap Ajo. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but it's Slap Ajo. So that's Chrissy, who was on our show. She was the only guest that ever to do a show from out of the country. Still to this day.
She was in Mexico.
They went for a 9-peat. If you could see that, that's a 9-peat. Why the screen is not popping up, I'm not really sure, but that's okay. And I don't think any of those things we uploaded right now is going to show up. So I'm going to have to use my phone.
Bummer.
That sucks.
Slapajo. I think it's got a little Hispanic twang to it. Slapajo.
So a 9-peat. I don't think we've ever had a 9-peat on the show. So God forbid. Congrats to Chrissy and the girls, right? As we continue to promote the girls' game as well, not just the men's game, but also the women's game. And we've seen more and more women been actually playing the game, obviously more into the co-ed, and that kind of leads me to my next thing is our boy Steph McLaren from the Flash team. He is running the 3rd annual tournament this weekend out in Schaumburg, I believe, and that tournament is a co-ed charity tournament that he runs. And let me just pull the flyer up so I can get the information, because I don't remember everything, but this tournament, and I wish the flyer would pop up, but it's not, has a pretty cool thing. I'm going to try it one more time, Donnie, and see if it pops up. I don't see it popping up, do you?
Nope.
Yeah. All right. Well, this tournament, it has a pretty cool thing. And what he does, if you can see this, Donnie?
Yeah.
See that?
I can see it on the screen. It's a little far away. That's okay. See that?
So what he does is he actually does it for charity, and it's pretty cool. Some of the sabotages, so you can actually pay extra money to have your competitors. So one of the things that I see here is like make one of the infielders wear boxing gloves. You can pay $20. Double dribble, batter must dribble a basketball around the bases, which is interesting. Never heard of that one before. $10. Infield out or outfield, or I don't know, infield out or outfield in, doesn't make sense. $20. Make a batter switch hand. That's $10. and dizzy bat before hitting with 5 spins is $20. So uh, he also had sent this out too, which is the bracket. But unfortunately, the bracket he sent me, I could barely see it. It is so low, like light in print. It's hard to see it. But it's at Olympic Park this weekend, August 17th. It's the 3rd annual Freedom Isn't Free co-ed charity tournament. So
Very cool.
congrats to Steph. I would love to have him on tonight really quick to talk about it, but I know he's busy.
I also want to.
Either way, we'll definitely have him on in the future to promote his tournament and kind of keep things going. You could also donate. They have a link here where people can go in and donate to the charity, and that's www.vpcharities.com. So that's www.vpcharities.com. There's also a QR code that you can scan and also donate as well. So I'm sure Steph will have it out there. There's also a pretty cool little, if you can see this, just kind of talks about the Army and the E4 and some of the things that they're doing.
Oh, yeah, the flyer that they put out there.
The flyer they put out there for the family and stuff like that. So it's an awesome event. Awesome way to start the weekend. You know, I know we have a lot of cool stuff going on this weekend, so it's a great way for him to start the weekend. And then we also have the A Nationals, so which is awesome as well. Next weekend, as you know, is the Dana Strong, and we're going to be doing the draw live Sunday. You and I on the show. We'll have a special edition Sunday night, and we'll do the live draw for Dana Strong and have a little fun with that as well. So
perfect. I want to give a quick shout out to as well.
16 teams.
How many?
Today I've got 16 teams confirmed. I'm waiting on 2 more to confirm. So it's going to be 16 to 18 teams unless someone drops out in the next 2 days. Nice.
Really quick, too, I wanted to give a shout out to Steph McLaren and his team at the Best of Westmont tournament. They ended up winning that over in the little baseball field in Westmont, which is an awesome event. It's called Summerfest at Westmont. It's so cool. 200-foot fences, unlimited home runs. It's a blast. And I'll tell you what, Steph is a beast out there. He can hit a home run every time, so it's cheating. But what a good guy, and I'm happy that his cause is doing so well, man. Good for him. It's good to see that.
Yep. How many home runs did you hit in the Westmont tournament?
I hit 2 home runs. I hit 2 over the fence.
Really?
Our team finished in, I did. Our team finished in 4th or 5th, I think. But every game is like 25 runs. It's really cool, honestly. Kyle, your guy Kyle from Hex puts a nice team in there. Scotty Hardecki's team ended up winning it. So it look at this guy. Jason says, "Hurry up and get Mikey on. I'm sitting in the parking lot at casino waiting to watch my guy." Let's get him on.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stall another 5 minutes so Jason has to sit in the parking lot and watch our show. So
get in the casino and start winning some money, would you?
We wanted to go over everything. Yes, we're gonna bring on our boy Mike here. Hopefully he's ready. I know he was kind of drunk already, pissed off that Drew beat him tonight. So hopefully he's not drinking too many in the green room. So are you ready to bring him on?
Let's do it, Jim.
All right, let's get him on. Let's see if we can find him. There he is.
What's up?
Mr. Cut Shot himself.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Well, what's up?
I got my bag.
Yeah.
So
Still in the wrapper.
Still in the wrapper. So I forgot it last night. I wanted to hit with it. But like I said, Nate last night was using one of the older ones. And
was
the ones that you made before we went to Yuma.
Okay, yeah.
And I know you had told me that there were some changes to the bat from that one to now.
He's got some newer ones too. I don't know which ones, but
yeah. So Mike? First off, we thank you for coming on the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap. But first, just want to say, why don't you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and give a little background about Mike and the Cut Shot bat.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you have my name. I'm 16 softball is it was when I was a kid big in the town I'm from. It's a little suburb south of Des Moines named Carlisle. They used to have there was actually quite a few teams from Carlisle, similar to how Marshalltown still has quite a few teams. And Carroll has quite a few teams. It was a similar kind of feel in Carlisle with what you'd probably consider, park teams and things like that. But some of them competed at the higher levels too. But they used to host a big tournament every year, like a lot of places did. There was probably, I don't know, 30 some teams. If that's Bruce Hupke in the chat or in the watching that you guys said Bruce, your guy Bruce, if that's him, he'll know more. He still shows up. I think he's gonna get mad at me. I don't know his exact age, but he's in his 60s, I think, and he still comes out and plays. We have a draft league that we have to run to just get more guys playing again. And he still comes and shows up and plays, and he wears his uniform he had from way back when still. So it's kind of cool to get him out there and play around. But that's what Drew's going to get mad if you just call it a walk-off hit. It was a walk-off home run. You got to specify that that's what it was.
Yeah. So, did he use one of these?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep, he did. Yeah. And then I lost. So the worst part about this is I have two brothers that play. They play on a Sisters Place team. Which is where all those guys are at now. They were trying to get me to go to the bar and do the show from the bar, and I can't have them running around the background. But my middle brother was on that. Drew got my middle brother a win against me too, so that's even worse. And, but he hit 2 home runs tonight too, so he's going to be letting me hear it.
How far?
You
How far
guys playing on 200? Was it 200-foot fences?
Close. It's like maybe 220, 230. Yeah, it's not very far, but that field used to host that tournament. And so part of what this draft league is, I give an optional fee if you want to pay a fee, because we're just trying to get more guys paying. And actually a lot of guys do pay, $5 or 10 or 20 bucks every time they play. And we're trying to get that field renovated is the main goal with this league. And
really?
Nate Plum, you see him in the chat a lot. You'll see him making comments, but he's ran that tournament died for a while, and then he's brought it back for the past 10 or 12 years. He's been kind of trying to keep it going. This year we actually had 2 12-inch teams playing it. And so that was kind of cool to get some other guys playing in the tournament as well. And one of them did pretty good. We usually throw together a team in it and kind of play, but just trying to grow the game back in town where we're from. That's where Drew's from as well.
Right.
And if you remember TJ Cataldo from Old Timers, that's where he's from too. So there's a lot of guys that are still playing that are from there. And then this year I sponsored a team. There's a lot of young guys that were playing in this draft league, and they were like, well, we want to play tournaments. I was like, all right, you get enough guys, I'll keep paying your entry fees. And they had a good little year. A team undrafted, if you saw them running around. And then Nate also put together another young team, Nate Plum, from a lot of other young guys playing. So we got a few more teams in. So that's been good from that. And so that's kind of my background. Now, obviously, I play for Chuck's now. I played for Clout, if you remember that team, for a year or two, maybe.
The biggest softball team ever in 16-inch history. You guys had some monsters on that team.
I don't know. I think we played nationals once or twice, club nationals. We didn't play A, we played major nationals twice. But they had a lot of guys that like Tides guys, and so there were still a lot of guys that had been around the game a long time. Before that, I played with a team called Flux, and then a bunch of other random throw together teams kind of throughout the years. I didn't play for a while. Obviously you go to college and you go away for a while. I didn't realize. So growing up, I didn't realize that there was anything other than 16-inch softball, like slow pitch. I just thought that was what slow pitch was. And then I go to college and people are hitting a different ball, and I was like, oh, there's something different out there.
What is that 12-inch?
Yeah, yeah. So that was kind of a unique thing. So that's kind of my background. If you want me to get into the bats a little bit, why I picked cut shot and stuff, is that what you were?
Yeah,
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
All right.
You mentioned the Chuck's team this year, and obviously high praise going into the year. You guys won some tournaments in Iowa. You put that team together to come compete in Chicago, and it hasn't worked out yet. We still have one tournament left. I think, the glove obviously is going to be a tournament that favors you guys for sure. And you guys always tend to make a deeper run because it's just, hey, let's face it, you guys play with the glove more than we do. What's your guys' outlook for major nationals? I mean, obviously you're coming to win it, but how does the team look? Is it look? Are we guys are getting healthy, or what's where are we at with Ducks?
I think we haven't performed well in any of the Chicago tournaments really. That one that we were going to make a run was the one where we ended up losing I think we had the draw for it. I know the draw doesn't mean everything, but we had a draw for. I forget. I always mix up North South and Midsummer
Sure.
Classic. I just show up. I'm just like, all right, which weekend are we going? They all run together.
Right.
We showed up, and I think we played Whale first, and which they made a huge run there at No Go Nationals. That was fun to watch.
Yep.
And we were actually firing on all cylinders. Then we lost our second baseman Kyle Simpson and
That was
Matt Schrauge in the North South in the same inning.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, you can't use it as an excuse, but it kind of sucked the wind out of our sails, and there we were.
Yeah.
And,
And you
so I think we were looking good.
Pouring rain that game too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
like
when we played you.
downpour.
I don't think we scored. Was there only one run scored that game?
That was the morning after we played early Sunday morning, and the final score was 1-0.
1-0.
And if you would have told me that game would have ended 1-0 before it started, I would have never believed you. Because the next time we played you guys, you scored 14 runs.
Yeah,
So,
it's hard. That was hard playing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And again, it is our. I still think this is the team to win with. In my opinion. There's a lot of opinions out there, and everybody has their thoughts on it. And,
Sure.
For me, I just show up and play. I'm not really the guy to ask about rosters and things like that. I just show up, and this year I've had with injuries and just kind of by nature, I usually do this anyway. I don't think there's been a season that I've played the same position all year. I jump around a lot. I started the season at third, then played first. Then Kyle got hurt, went to second, and then I was back at third last tournament. So I'm just kind of all over the place in the infield. But if they need me in the outfield again, I'm going to have to, gain a step or two back on the speed.
That's good to have. I mean, every team needs a guy that can bounce around and play different spots, right? I mean, you're going to have a guy that can play. It's rare to have a guy that can play both infield and outfield at the major level. Nate said, thought we were supposed to talk about the bats. Nate, we're going to get there. You just be patient. We'll get into all those details. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, I mean, it's, like we chatted a little bit, probably a little bit disappointing season for you guys this far, but going into major nationals, it's if you guys win that, it's a huge success, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a perfect entryway into the bat, right? I uploaded it on the system, but unfortunately our thing's not working right now. So I want
for context,
for contact purpose, he's scanning at all your bats at your front door, and he's tossing those things around like, what is he doing? What is going on there? Look at all those bats, huh? So I just
pretty cool.
Obviously, that's the UPS guy picking up the bats from the house, and you can't hear it very well, but he's like, he basically, you can cuss on this, right?
Yeah.
Let it go.
He's like, cut shot. What the fuck's a cut shot? What are you slinging here, bud? And he's like throwing them around, and it's not my typical UPS guy. If I showed you the guy today, last week he was picking up so many damn bats. I actually gave him a gift card to the gas station down the road because I felt bad. He was showing up at my house every day picking up 20 bats, and so I sent him a gift card, and then today he shows up and he just like waves at the camera and leaves.
Well, my goal was to make that UPS man famous tonight. I wanted to make him famous. I'm really pissed that our scenes are not working. But
you didn't even have him slinging the package at first. He slung my wife had a package on the porch, and he slung that thing across the porch.
Oh yeah, which is
you guys having a bad day. You guys having a tough day.
Yeah.
Mike, how many?
You should ask Reynolds how he feels.
How many boxes are on the porch at one time these days? You got to be a busy man out there. That UPS guy.
That one, I think there was 15 on the porch for that guy to pick up, and that was the first time I'd ever seen that UPS guy, so he wasn't thrilled. So.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of smooth. You guys order a bat, it notifies me. I can come in. I can go if I have it in stock. I'll throw it in a box and ship. I print the label right here, and then I can put it on the porch for him to pick up the next day.
So let's
Does everybody get one of these? Does everybody get a tube?
I'm working on that. Yeah, I'm working on the tubes. That was a trial run with those, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of those. But
these are great. These are awesome.
Something different. Something different.
Tubes were tremendous. So
cool.
I mean,
something different. Not everybody gets those right now, so you guys are special.
Very
well. That's because we wanted to show off on the show a little bit.
So Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So let's. Tell me tell me first off, what was the process to make this bat? How did you get into, what did you do? Because I know for years, guys here in Chicago have been trying to get the clinchers, the old clinchers that are the same way and the same feel to get it
Yep.
to this, right? So give
Right.
us the background on what's in it. Did you put extra Super Balls in mine too? I want to make sure we ask that question.
No.
And let's talk about what that
And
is.
up front, I don't actually make them. I just designed them and then dealt with the manufacturers and the suppliers to get them. So I'm not actually in my basement making these things.
That would be incredible.
I initially reached out to the manufacturers that were more, I tried to reach out to the ones that are in like the United States at first. I was like, hey, can I find someone here to make them? And a lot of them said, no, it's too much of a process or it's expensive. And then they sent me to other manufacturers that aren't in the United States. I got that question a lot. So I just wanted to like, is it made in America? I'm like, no, it's not. Depending on the bat, it's made in a couple different places. One of them's China, one of them's Vietnam. So what happened was I started out as like, to be honest, you guys both had a DM for me at one point that was like, hey, you got any bats for sale? So it's funny how many people that's been. It's like, hey, conversation back and forth over the last 5-10 years of like, you got any bats you want to sell? So I got sick of saying, okay, I can go spend $500 to $700 on a bat. And I was like, what if it initially started out, what if I could go spend $500 to $700 and have them make one and just see what it turns out like?
Right.
So that's what I started with. And then a couple guys around here like, those are kind of cool. Like I'd swing that. So then I went down this rabbit hole of, can I make this work? And dealt with probably 6-ish manufacturers and then narrowed it down to currently there's 2 that make the different bats. You guys got, and Yuma, you got some of the other test runs.
Yeah.
One of the ones that ping, the one that was like the X840 alloy, that ball actually jumps off those bats, but they ping and it's just kind of annoying.
I have that bat.
Yeah. And the ball jumps off those things, but it's
really,
it is a little
use
annoying.
it.
Yeah, swinging around it jumps off those. But so now I whittled it down to these 2 manufacturers. I'm trying to make it just one. I'm trying to the one manufacturer that makes the just like what I call the original cut shots. These, so like the one you have, and then the black balanced one. They're a little bit slower, and they don't like to. They like to call the shots and not let me tell them what I want, and they just do it. So they're a little bit more stubborn on getting the cores in the bats. But I think if I can get them, just have it all in one spot is the only reason I'm trying to do that. But
sure,
it's been a process. A lot of, because they're overseas too. We just had my wife wasn't always thrilled with me because I'd be up late and she'd be like, "Who are you talking to?" And like I would rattle off some name that's not English, and she'd be like, "Who?"
Some Vietnamese guy.
It's what it is. Yeah, it just is what it is. Sorry. And we just had a newborn, so that was also part of it. She's like, "Hey, we gotta be quiet." Is what it is.
Yeah. So my question about this bat. My understanding is you sent them a clincher bat that was kind of cracked. Is that correct? Or the
Correct.
top
Yep.
came off. And
Yep. Well, I took it off.
And you had them mimic what a clincher did, correct?
Yep. So I sent them. The main thing I was wanting to get was some of the balance points on these what I call the original cut shot here. I wanted to get the balance points right. So I was like, okay, which bat did I like to swing the most? And it was that silver clincher that I liked. And I was like, all right, let's send that in. And I sent them that, and then
Like that.
the alloys. What I found, like that. Yep. So what I found out is that when they were switching up these alloys, because I don't know what alloy that one even has on it. What does that one say, Donnie?
This one is the 7046.
46. Yep. So what was happening was they were slightly putting different minerals, I guess, into the alloys. I'd learned way too much about different alloys that I should have never had to learn, but basically what it came down to was they're like, yeah, we have those alloys. They're all this 7050, and then they, depending on the year, what they had available, I guess, is what they used. And, they called it, the best at that time. Because you'll see like the C555s and those things. I think those were specific to
the Icon, right?
Yes, but I think those were specific to De Beer making those. That's what those alloys were. They named it their own alloy, but it's the same. So once I found the manufacturers that could make that alloy, then we kind of pieced them in that way and got them to make the balance points from mimicking a clincher bat. And so that's kind of what we went with.
Cool. Was it? This is cool. So you got the inspiration from the silver clincher, which is probably the one we see the most, I would say, in the Chicagoland area. People want me to do a giveaway of this silver clincher. No chance. That's expensive. We have a question. Is there a 40-ounce bat on the market? Which is hilarious. Probably not.
I can make one.
Yeah, you can make a 60-ounce bat, whatever you want.
Yeah.
This one here, the men, Donnie, we swing the 36 or 34, 38 end loaded. So
Yeah, the men.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call and complain like Nate Mercado would by saying it's off by 0.2 ounces. But this one's a 34, 38. So
so the core bat, I got the
great.
What's that?
I said it feels great, and it's
they feel good.
It looks so nice. I don't want to take the plastic off. Do you think the ball will fly with the plastic on it?
Yeah.
Only one way to find out.
Mike, really quick, I know that during the show today, some people have the opportunity to potentially snag a cut shot with a little bit of a discount that's generated for our show specifically. Mike, why don't you take a second and let people know, what that discount is if they want to go snag a cut shot while we're live.
Yeah, for sure. We just created a discount code. Kind of a thanks for watching. If you have that graphic, I don't know if it'll pop up or not if you created it, but we're just going to use the initials for the show. UJCD10. So if you just put that in at checkout, it'll give you 10% off of the bat of your whole order.
So basically, if I heard it correctly, all our viewers get 10% off for the bat.
Yep.
While we're live, right?
No, I'll leave that up there here for I don't know how long.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you want to make it while you're live, go for it.
That's awesome. We definitely appreciate that. Hopefully, our viewers appreciate it. That's incredible.
Really cool.
Hey, there's Papa Magoo's Bar and Grill tuning in there. See that? So one of my managers are on there watching. But no, yeah, you know what? It feels right. It does. Where I had the one in Yuma, the one that pinged, and I swung the one, and I was like, it's
a little off still.
But you're telling me that the one that pings got a lot of pop to it, huh?
It does. Yeah, the ball jumps. The ball jumps off these ones too. But
yeah.
A little bit about each bat, if you want me to go into those, kind of what the differences are in the bats.
Please, let's get into that.
The what I call the original cut shots. These are just going to be, so I have the end loaded ones and the balanced ones, and I tried to make it. I know this is upside down for you guys there, but I tried to make it pretty straightforward on which one's balanced and which one's end load. I know the clincher sometimes it's hard to figure that out. You have to kind of like swing them around to feel it. Some guys don't like that though. They want one bat that looks the same, and they want an end loaded one and a balanced one. So maybe future models, I'll change up the artwork a little bit to make it so you can't tell if they're swinging an end loaded or a balanced bat. Again, these are just these original cut shots are just like the clincher bats. That's what I tried to mimic. It's just got a single wall, same alloy, same kind of weight distribution as far as the end load versus the balance. And what I did was I took just the balance point of the bat. So that's all they asked for or what they came up with. The CCT bats, the core bats, Donnie has one there. So these have
are those the women
barrel. No, these have an inner barrel in them. So it's got the same alloy on the outer side. They're able to make it a little bit thinner, is what they do. And then they put this inner barrel in there. The reason I made these bats actually is because the bat I swung before I swung these, and I've only ever found one of these things.
Okay.
You can see that, but it's
that's really rare. Yeah.
So I've only ever been find this one. It weighs like just shy of 34 ounces. It's like 33.9 ounces or something. And I can't find any more. So like that bat was purely selfish. I was just like, well, let's see if I can find someone that can do something similar. And I did. And so that's why I made this bat. Really, it was kind of selfish. And then the older models had smaller knobs. This is a bigger knob. Donnie, you got one with a bigger knob on it.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you. I know some of those original ones were coming in with a smaller knob, and then you heard some feedback, and then all of a sudden, so it is, right? That's how you get better.
So some people out there will have smaller knob ones, which honestly, that was selfish of me too. I like the smaller knob, so that was why I did.
You
that.
made it.
So
you made it.
I did. Yep.
You're allowed to.
Go ahead.
The 7050 alloy. What does that mean in that, so people understand?
That's just the type of aluminum that it is.
Okay.
That's what, if you look at the original clincher bats. That's some of the alloy. That's a similar alloy, and that one he has says 7046. It's the same alloy. If you go Google it, it's like they're pretty much the
Right.
same
Okay.
alloys. So that was the closest I could get right now for those.
Yeah.
And then so both of those two bats have that same alloy, and the middle cut bat is what this one's kind of banged up. This isn't the actual final product. I only ordered a few of these because I didn't think people would actually like them, and then everybody was loving them. So then those sold out. And those take a little bit longer to make. So
My mom
this
called.
is a. Oh, you're all right. This is a same alloy.
Okay.
As the barrel is the same alloy as the other bats. I came up with a little bit different name for this, just middle cut, just something different so you knew what it was. And then the handle on these is actually a composite material. So these have a really end-loaded feel. So if you're someone that really loves like the other two pieces that they used to have in the clinchers, it has a really end-loaded feel. I'll swing these in league a little bit and just try to cut and do that stuff with it. It's pretty nice.
Let me ask you this: how many sales did you get since last week on our show?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, those bats that went out, I think I had 10 or 12 since last week on the show. So
I think you're going to explode. Come major nationals, I think you should bring a bat out and let people maybe swing them.
Yeah, I'll bring as many as I have.
And I'm just throwing this out there. If the SSA allows me to do the home run derby, I think we should use your bats in the home run derby.
Agreed.
I think
That's
I think it would be an awesome thing. That way the guys can be able to swing them all. And it would be pretty cool just because, you know what, you're one of softball's guys and, you know, you came up with these ideas to make these bats. And I think it's an awesome thing. I mean, we got to give back to the softball community. And what better way than to have the guys in the home run derby swing your bats?
Swing the bats, yeah, for sure.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
go
ahead.
Mike, we had a question really quick. Will you be, and it kind of ties to this, will you be selling any bats in Joliet or just kind of bringing them out for people to swing?
Yeah, I'll bring them with me as many as I have in stock. That's the issue right now is you guys are buying that first weekend. So Jake Reynolds posted, he said, I said, hey, can I bring these bats to state? I'll have them. And he's like, well, if he kind of conned me into doing some things for him. And then I said, okay, fine. So then he put that post out and then I sold out of what I had. I had at the time, I think I had about 40 bats and those sold out. Like I had some of them in my truck we were at Norville Nationals and I was like, oh, this guy's from Chicago. Let me message him and see if he's here. And I'll just walk it over to him and sold those out. So then I ordered some more initially or right away. And those came in and that was part of the orders that just went out. And then I had to order more because the 34 balanced one has been selling. That's been the most popular. They sold that sold out again here. So it'll be September for the original cut shot. It'll be September 10th is when they're supposed to ship them to me. So we won't get those in time for national. That's just the 34 ounce. All the other weights are in stock right now, that bat. And then these bats should be in before national. They're supposed to ship from the supplier this week and I'll have them in and I'll get them out to everybody as fast as I can. So it takes about a day.
Another good comment. Maybe you should bring all the bats and have a tent, right? That's Scotty Herdecki, who, let me mention, talking to guys in the community really quick, guys like Nate, and I know you might have met Matt Scott through Messenger. Like these guys are big bat guys. Like we are, there's a small community that plays 16-inch softball that is obsessed with the bats, right? And those guys have transitioned to use your bat. I think that's the biggest compliment you can get. And Scotty's another bat guy. To see him on board to try him is really, really cool. Manny Sanchez says he hand delivered the bat to me at No Glove.
Yeah, I did.
Quickest delivery ever. That's pretty darn cool, man. That's something that's a testament to you, right? Your customer service and knowledge of this is far beyond what we like. So that would be really cool if you can get out there and maybe have a tent or something. I think you'd sell every single bat.
We reached out to the group at Forest Park and tried to get them to let us do something like that, and we didn't get a response. So I don't know who I need to reach out going forward. Obviously, this is different being an
we'll take care of that
event, but
that's right. But
we need to. I just need to know who to contact to get those. I don't have the whole tent set up yet, but I can for sure set. The other part about that is I want to focus on playing a little bit too. So,
sure, absolutely.
So
100%.
I'll have to find, maybe I'll make my brother come, and he's playing in A Nationals this weekend, I think, with Sub City. But if he comes to, maybe I'll make him run the 10 or something, and have him, dealing bats or something. But I'll definitely bring him. I'll have what I have in stock in the back of my truck, and so no one rob me, please. But if somebody wants to buy one or look at one or whatever, we'll have a bunch there. The good news now is that there's more floating around. So if you haven't swung it, get it in your hand, or just come find me and I'll give you one. You can go swing or whatever in BP or whatnot. And you can at least feel it. If I have the weight you want, if not, you can at least feel what one feels like and go from there.
I love it.
And you allow the guys in the home run derby to swing these bats.
Yeah,
as
for sure.
Well.
Maybe
if we can get the home run derby,
and you know what? The winner can have a bat. We'll give the winner a bat. How about that?
Ooh, that's cool. There you go.
Put a little extra in it. We'll give the winner.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A bat of their choosing, right?
Yep, they're choosing.
That's cool,
shout
man.
out. TJ Flanagan won MVP of state last. Was it 2 weeks ago? TJ Flanagan from Hall of Fame, and that's what he won was a bat. So he picked his out. So
I was telling Patty Caputo today that we have to do the home run derby. Obviously, Patty's told me by Friday we'll hopefully have an answer, and hopefully we do. And I would say it's probably $20 a guy or $10 a guy, enters the contest, and the winner of the contest will get his own bat, and then obviously cash as well. So it's I've offered to sponsor it. I haven't heard anything back, so I would love to sponsor it. With my establishment being only six minutes away from the field, it would be an awesome thing just to kind of tie everything together in the softball world. But I'm still waiting to hear on that as well. So as soon as I get feedback from them, I'll let you know, Mike, and we'll put something together for sure. So
just had a sale pop up. I get a notification on my phone.
Who was it?
When you guys buy
Who was
that.
it?
I didn't see the name, but I can if they're cool. It doesn't.
Did they use our code?
I don't know. Let me look. Does it cut the stream off if I go off of it? Okay.
No, yeah, should be fine.
Let me see real quick.
Okay, it just goes black. I was nervous that he was going to get called.
John Crawford just bought
Okay.
one.
Crawford brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he,
and then we got
did he
another
use the
one.
code?
Another one just rolled in. Kyle Zelensky.
Okay, we love it. There we go.
Yeah. Rolling in.
So I'm glad we're able to help you, Mike. That's awesome, man. We definitely.
Did they use the code, Mike?
Let me see.
Did they use the code?
I'm curious.
It looks like they are. Let me.
There we go.
Yep. Discount. Yep. They're
There we
using
go.
it.
Now we're talking.
So, if you said it, I missed it. How much are these bats going for?
Like price wise, that we're selling them for.
Yes.
Yeah, these ones are $210. That was another thing that I was talking with someone that was DMing me today about these. My goal was to also have an affordable bat that we're not going out there trying to spend $500 to $700 a bat on. That was the other part of this. These ones are $210. They're $209.99, and then the core bats. They have Nate was asking me this early on. He's like, why are those ones better? Why are they more, why do they cost more? They just cost more to make. That's why they're more. I like this bat better, but that's a preference. I don't.
Right.
You guys will figure it out. But these ones are $249, so $250. And then the 2-piece bats, which I'm actually working on. It's been very hard to make a balanced 2-piece bat.
Ooh, that would be cool.
They can't, because the handles are a much lighter material.
Yeah.
So I'm working on getting an alloy handle as well, so we can make a balanced one. So that's in the works. I had a balanced bat that I had for sale at first, but I just balanced 2-piece. I just didn't like it, so I took it off the website. No one bought it, so it was fine. Or hasn't. There was one sale, and it was he loved it, and so I was like, well, no one else does, but okay.
I need one of those. I like the
working
rare
on that.
ones.
These are like $240, and so that's kind of where the price point sits.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm trying to get them to do a little bit different in the future, a little bit, a little bit secret what we're going to do with the next one. But, if you want to, I need some help on a name for that one, because I'm trying to keep it somewhat related to our game. And I picked cut shot. I don't know. I just like, that involves softball.
I was just figuring you're probably a fan of of myself who cuts the ball, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but I
exactly.
love the name Cut Shot. I
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
it's cool. It's catchy. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's an awesome thing. So, um, I don't know. Maybe Donnie will throw a survey out there for the name of the
Yeah,
next bat. And we
I
have a
need a
lot of
name.
clever
Yeah,
individuals. I know Mr.
right.
Kornikowski loves to put his input into things.
Oh, he's waiting on
I,
the bat. I sold out of the bat he wants, so he's been letting me
does he?
know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
He said earlier in the chat that his got lost in the mail. So,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
I was
sometimes it just
I was gonna
happens that.
I was gonna say, while we're live, why don't we put some names maybe in the chat for right now? Maybe something
Yeah,
will stick. We've got the flip,
yeah.
dumper. That could be something totally
Dumper.
different. There you go.
Yeah.
Let me. I mean, it's pretty cool what you're doing, man. We greatly appreciate it. But what's net? I know you said it might be secret for right now, right? But what
Hmm.
else can you do with this model of bat? How custom can we make these bats? I mean, is there something that you can do maybe for like an
Right.
award, right? Put somebody's name on it, presented
Yeah,
to, and
and we
is there
kind of
stuff
talked
like
about
that?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do going forward is we can do some customization. It's just a little pricier. So like if we want to do like a team, I want to have an option that's like a team can go customize the bat to
Mhm.
say, their team name on it or whatever they want. There's probably going to have to be a minimum order, and there's going to have to be some probably art fees associated with it, because that's what cost me a lot of money is doing all the design work and stuff. I actually designed all these myself on Canva. So if you're familiar with that, doing like so, I got lucky with this. I was able to do it without paying the art. But when they have to do something, I don't know what they do.
Right.
They to make it a file that they can put on the bat, and so they charge me for that. For every new artwork I design, they have to then charge for it. So they that's where the pricing comes in. So each time I would do, like, let's say I had in my mind, like, okay, the MVP gets a bat that says, MVP of whatever tournament.
Right.
And maybe we give out, bats for the winning team or something. And they're like white, but they have like gold cut shot written on them for, the winning team. Something each time we do a different artwork in whatever tournament it would say, that's where it gets a little pricey. And then they always like to whine because they're like, you're only ordered how many of those ones, that's kind of the thought process. But
Sure.
we can kind of bully them into it a little bit. But that would be my idea, was to, give out more custom things that are, one of one pieces. It'll say, I forget what year Nova Nationals is on, but it could say, MVP of Nova Nationals, and he gets one bat
Cool.
that,
Right.
that's the only bat that'll ever be made that says that on there.
Right.
So
Like
Really
if the guy wins the home run derby this year, you would say home run derby champ.
yep, home run derby champ, and I make it 40 ounces, and
Yeah,
it just sits
So-
on the shelf. But
Mickey Balestri, I put his comment up on the screen.
Yeah.
If the SSA doesn't have a home run derby,
Mhm.
it's a great point. We'll just go down the street to the dome, and I'll open the dome, and I'll set up a fence at 225 inside the dome or 230 in the dome, whatever it is. And we'll have a home run derby in there because I got a fence that goes all the way around. And maybe we'll do it at like 10 o'clock, 10:30, and we can just run it for as long as we want. I mean, the bar's open. We can have a good time with it. So now for sure the SSA will have a home run derby. I promise you. So,
perfect.
but that being said,
Hmm.
I think it would be awesome, like, to do something like that. Would you be on board? Is my question. If, let's say, the SSA doesn't do a home run derby at the field, would you be on board to run it over to the dome and get the
Yeah.
guy? I think guys would come. I mean, it's 6 minutes from the field, so
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
they'd
on
be
the
there.
other side of 55. It's not really that far. So,
Mhm.
I it might be an option, Donnie. We might be on to something.
Great
there.
idea.
So definitely, Mick. I appreciate that comment. We have a lot of really cool comments coming up in the feed.
A lot of people want to talk about Drew Ladig's home run tonight. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Mike. I know your brother's commented a couple times.
He's
Mason
called
hit-
me a couple
Mason hit-
times too.
Has he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mason hit 2 homers with it tonight, so it's working for somebody.
Yeah, he did.
So
He's,
this is our
Make it the Gio.
boy Chris Johnson says, let's call it the Geo.
have to get him to sign off on it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You don't want to get sued. So this one is saying that this is we're dragging him in. We love the design, Mike. Mason 2 bombs. That's the one we just talked about. And then Mason says big time, but we could name the bat Mudville.
That would be bad.
I'm staying out of that. I'm staying out of that.
Good call. Good call.
But all in all, this is awesome, dude. I think this is what I think a lot of guys in softball have been waiting for many of years, to get a bat that is similar to what those clinchers were. I'm excited, Donnie. Have you swung yours yet?
Yeah, we all actually the whole signature team tried it in BP last week. Some really good feedback. We've got everybody. I brought the 34 end out there, and the guys use all different kinds of different kinds of weights, but everybody said it felt great. How about this? This is a great comment from Tony Scriven. He says Taft High School team will be in contact for buying some bats. I mean, that's a full high school, right? That's how we.
Tell them to reach out first. If they're buying a bunch of them, we can try and make it so there's a little bit more.
Yeah, that's great. But you definitely got the support. Definitely got the support from us so far. Like Jimmy, Jimmy, I don't know if you've used yours yet. I know it's actually, I haven't.
It's in the
I know
wrapper.
that you haven't used it because it's still in the wrapper. But the other one that you said it felt great. It just was a little pingy, and Mike went ahead and fixed it. So it's pretty darn cool that you're able to take the feedback and make it into something better. I got a comment on Facebook. Can you buy them in any stores? Not yet, right? Online only for right now until kind of the
Or in
production.
person when I'm there at the tournament. But
Yep.
I don't know if any stores here would carry them, to be honest. It'd be hard. I mean, maybe Shields, but we don't have the market that you guys have over there as much.
Makes sense.
And so I don't know. I mean, it would be beneficial for stores over there. So if anybody has a store and they're looking to get some in
the
stock.
store that comes to mind is Hildebrands on Roosevelt in 17th.
I think
They've been a long time.
they carry bats.
16-inch bat store.
Yeah, if you can get me in contact with anybody, I'll reach out to them just in general.
Well,
too,
I'll be going there tomorrow for the Dana Strong Trophy, so I can bring it up to the lady that's been helping me for the last 6 years in that store. So
perfect.
I'm sure she probably wouldn't have, and I'll get her number and I'll shoot it over to you. You can give her a call. Be something that you can do, because who knows.
Tim Glover said Shark Tank. I'm sure Mark Cuban would love to invest in this. I think it'd be great.
All 1,000 people in the world that you swing.
Right. Yeah.
You know who we should get a hold of, Donnie, is Resmondo. I'm sure they don't have 16-inch bats.
They probably don't. You're probably right.
We're gonna keep it that way. Those guys don't need any help.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
Yeah. So it'll be awesome.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, not really though. Man, Mike, is there Jim, you have any more questions? I know you have your final question, but on my end, Mike, like I said, we appreciate you coming on and being awesome and influential and being generous with the bats that you gave us. That's fantastic. I don't have any more questions for you other than, what do we got planned in the future? I want to know the secrets. That's all I'm about. So message me on the side if you want. But
a basic future is just kind of getting dial in kind of the end cap and stuff like that. Like each time, so like the mold itself for this bat, it costs a lot of money. And so anytime I want to change anything, so like if I want to change the knob at all, that costs it's like another $3,000. If I want to make the end cap say cut shot or CS or the way it looks, it's another $3,000. Like they're just always throwing a bunch of. Anytime you want to customize anything on the bat, it's just a bunch of money. And so eventually, if we sell enough, we can really dial it in on how everybody wants it to look and feel. And that's the idea, is just to keep making them better with feedback from you guys. And
good question here. Are they made in the USA?
We started off with that. No,
we went over this already.
Yep. Nope.
So
it's been a common question. I don't. I get it, but I tried. I tried to go to the U.S. manufacturers, and none of them really wanted to deal with it because I don't think it's a quantity enough that they want to kind of get into. So
sure. So, Mike, one of the things that we ask every guest on the show, and I know we're going to have you stay on as we do our draw for the 16-inch, the A No Glove Nationals, as we do our bracket challenge, as we always do.
Okay.
But every guest on the show, I asked a question about 16-inch softball, and it's always about improving the game, making the game better. So my question to you is if there was one thing in softball today, whether it be new or old or change or whatever, that you would do to improve the game, what would it be?
Yeah, I think this is a hard question because I'm trying my best to do this. So I'm trying, the bats. I'm trying getting this draft league running again to get more guys. And then what I came up with is I think there needs to be more people that are willing to help. I know it's tough with everything, but more people willing to help sponsor these young guys. So I know it's a big monetary ask. I get it, and I think there are a lot of people that will just say yes if you just ask them. And so that's kind of my challenge is these people that you bring on that already do support the game is why you bring them on, obviously. But anybody else out there that's like, hey, I got a bunch of young guys that want to go play. I think the sponsorship stuff is it's important. Our team, Chuck's, is very lucky in the sponsorship realm.
Right.
Our sponsorship is good from Drew and his wife Johanna. They take care of us, and then the OT now as well. Old Timers gets us, and if I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but we have a lot of sponsors, and I haven't since I came over to Chuck's. I haven't paid anything really. Like I haven't bought a jersey.
Right.
The hotels, like it's very generous. It doesn't have to be that full on thing, but I think just something as simple as me, what kind of got that undrafted team going. I was like, hey, you just get your guys, and I'll get you in the tournaments. You just make sure you get there, and
Right.
that's kind of a big thing. And I think there's less and less of that, and there needs to be more of it. So that's kind of my take on it. So.
No, that's a great point. And the more we can get the young guys involved in today's game, the more the game can revolve. So it
Right.
just continue to grow. And I think, Donnie's a young guy in the game, and I think the more we can get Donnie's age involved in opportunities to continue to grow the game, and Donnie and myself, we've talked about ideas, right? We want players to live stream and get out there on our page and really,
Yeah.
we don't want to hold people back. We're not doing that. We want you guys in Iowa to get on our page and let's live stream and do things. I think if we all collectively work together, that's how we grow the game. That's how we bring in a new audience that today isn't watching what we do, and I
Right.
think it's funny because before, my neighbors had no idea what 16 in softball was. Now a handful of them watch the show, and they actually know about the game. And I see people that pop up in chats that I went to high school with that don't play 16-inch, but they watch because now it's a podcast that they watch. And podcasts today, it's just so big. I mean, people always have time in the car or whatever to listen. So I think it's an opportunity for more people to do what Donnie and I are doing. I think it's awesome, right? I mean, it's an awesome way to promote what we do, and we always talk about those things that are on ESPN, and there's certain sports
Kickball.
that
I watched kickball the other day.
and yeah, I mean, why isn't our game on there? And that's really the ultimate goal for Donnie and I is like we want to get our game back on TV at some point. Iowa did it with a local station this year. We watched it on the way home. It was awesome. So
I haven't watched it yet. We got double dipped. Haven't watched a single minute of it.
no, it was it wasn't good for you guys, but it was
No, it wasn't. No.
So, but we definitely appreciate you. Really quick before we get to the bracket challenge, do you have any questions for Donnie and I?
I have one question specifically for you. So, Jimmy, so the reason not the only reason, but we didn't play this tournament last year, Glove Nationals. Someone on our team got married. That someone was me. So the guys showed up to the tournament or to the wedding instead of going to the tournament. But so this is, my wife and my newborn are coming to this tournament. So is there any chance at the bar, if I bring my wife in there, you do like something where you could put up a sign that says, happy anniversary or anything for me so I can make up some brownie points for taking her to
softball for
the
sure.
softball tournament on our anniversary now?
You let
That's
me know
great.
you're coming out. I have a huge board behind the bar that I could write on there happy anniversary to
Perfect.
so we can definitely make that happen.
Get me some brownie points.
Absolutely. And we'll definitely take care of her on the drink side as well. So
Perfect.
But
That's great.
That is pretty good, Donnie. That's
That's really
awesome.
cool. I wasn't expecting a favor from Jimmy on the show tonight. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I need him to come through for me. So
Yeah,
He's got you.
We'll make that happen. You just got to remind me the day of.
all right.
That note is on the board in the morning. So
Mike, Jimmy is a very busy guy. His phone rings constantly, and he forgets some stuff. So I would go ahead and message him a couple of times. He'll do it. I mean, Jimmy's a very generous guy.
What's funny? I'm surprised Drew let him hear the end of it. Hasn't let him hear the end of it. I finally got the bats in, and he was trying to call you after a tournament. We were at a bar after we won a tournament, I think, and we had a couple. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call Jimmy. We'll FaceTime him, show him the new bat." And you didn't answer, and so he was not thrilled with that. So
there you go.
So he must not always be on his phone.
Well, sometimes I got to spend time with my kids, and little guys are athletic and they want to play sports, and my oldest is, the video game guy, and he's the golf guy, so it's I got to occupy my time with them as well. So
for sure.
But yeah, no, for sure. I think it's an awesome thing what you're doing, and I'm excited, man. You know what? Yesterday I forgot the bet at home, unfortunately. I was going to swing it yesterday, and I forgot it at home, and that's my fault. So, but we have another game next week, and I'll definitely throw it in the car after this show so I don't forget it. So, well, Donnie, why don't you bring up the bracket challenge, Donnie?
Got it in front of me, Mike. We want you to hang out for just a minute. There's some Iowa teams that are coming out to A Nationals. I know this is an event that Iowa teams typically do pretty well in, A Glove National. I mean, these guys are used to playing with gloves. Jimmy, we've got a pretty. I mean, there's a lot of teams in this tournament this year, which is awesome to see.
Donnie, really quick, before you get on to the A thing, Mike, I do want to ask you, how many teams from Iowa are coming to major nationals that you know?
That's a great question.
I'm assuming you guys in
obviously Hall of Fame and us, and then
F-Town?
Anybody else? I don't think they are. I think they're playing in A. Can they play both?
Yeah, they could play both.
I don't know. That's a good question for them.
F-Town is playing in A.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody
else.
What
about Punch? Is Punch playing A?
They're playing A. They're playing A. And I don't know if there's another. I feel bad if I'm forgetting someone, but I don't.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
Someone will bring it up in the comments. Don't worry.
Yeah, someone will let me know. Yeah.
People. But there you go. TJ said F-Town is planning on going to both, which is awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
What about Stover? That's a good point.
No, I think those guys have all their those guys are a family for real. Like a lot of them have the same last name, and but like their dads played together. And I think this time of year they have something where I don't know if it's golf outings or something. I can't remember what they have, but they have a lot going on this time of year where they're still hanging out. I think they hang out all year and they're always together, and it's a fun group to be around. They like to party, but I don't think they're going this year.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to get them there, because if you can get those guys, they can play. So
Donnie,
let me jump in here.
Let's get rolling. Game number 1.
Hardway, and Ribs. I'll just go top to bottom on the bracket, Jimmy. I'll write down who you think is going to win.
So Mike, do you know any of these Chicago teams? And if you don't, it's okay. You can just roll with me.
No, I'm not the guy to know. I'm not the guy to know names or. I hardly know a lot of the Iowa guys.
We're going to need your input on the Iowa stuff.
I can help you with some of the Iowa guys, but
I'm going to go Hardway in that. I know Ribs is a young team. A lot of the kids that work at Forest Park on the grounds crew play for Ribs.
Hardway -4.5.
Okay,
probably more. But with a glove, I can't throw a line that high.
Okay. The next game would be a pretty good one. Sauce and Snappers. That's a good game.
Yeah. Yes. With a glove, I can see Sauce taking that one down, obviously. And I'm going to put a line of that 2.5 for Sauce.
My boy Brian Sloan. Brian Sloan's bringing out the squad to get the job done this weekend.
We got sauced last year at Northern Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
We got sauced. Yeah.
On Saturday morning, right?
Yeah. You got sauced. Yeah.
Got sauced.
Wasted Talent and Goodwood.
Goodwood by 1 million.
Okay, let's put it at -8.5, 9.5.
I'm gonna go at least 8. Yeah.
Does that pitcher stand like 10 feet from the plate and jump off every game, or is that just against us?
Hector does it every time. Hector's an intense guy.
Does he? Yeah, he got after it. Yeah, he was carving himself. Yeah, he was. I was like, "There's no way he's not tired by the end of the tournament."
He's exhausted.
Yeah, he carved us up.
Then the next game is Los Borrachos Softball Club and Future. That'll actually be a nice game in the first round.
That will be a good game, but I'm assuming Los Barachos are going to have their squad, right? I can't imagine.
should.
Maybe some of the kids went back to college, though. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to go Los Barachos, and I'm gonna put a 3.5 line on that one.
Okay. We've got our first Iowa team. So this is Mike. Where we need you. We got Loose Chains and Bankroll.
So Loose Chains is a lot of it's basically F Town's younger team. Like they're trying to get more guys involved, I think. And from my understanding, that's what they are. I don't know. I couldn't tell you a name of a player on their team.
So you're telling me Bankroll by 1 million is what you're telling me?
I don't. I would say probably, but you can't. You never know.
Okay. So Donnie, we're gonna go Bankroll at least -7 in that game. My uncle Dave Bradle will be running around the bases at what, 55 years old, 60 years old. So
85 years old. Then we've got the winner of F Town and Menace. That'll actually be a really nice first round game.
yes. F Town took second last year, I believe, in this tournament.
Yep.
What's a glove? It's hard to get a ball down. It's hard to get a ball down in their outfield.
F Town's won some tournaments in Iowa, correct?
Yeah. Yep, they won Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame tournament, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I got to give the favor to F Town in this. Play with glove all year long. F Town probably -2, 2.5. I mean, Menace is tough though.
Menace is a good tournament team with the glove. I think they're going to be okay.
One of
And
the
then
teams
winner.
I'll be back, Donnie, for the Dana Strong. I can't get a hold of Cree. So hopefully, if Cree's watching, please get a hold of me. Let me know if you guys are in Dana Strong or not.
Yes. And then the winner of that game plays Line Drive.
Line Drive.
Line Drive is the team. They played major last year. They weren't very successful. They won
2 years ago.
They won it 2 years ago, and then were forced to play major. They didn't do very well. They stopped playing this year, and now they're back for this tournament. I would take F Town in that game too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go F Town.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be very similar to the Menace game, like 2.5.
Yes.
Traffic and Savage.
Savage is a team out south that is Julian Thomas Gutierrez, Julian's brother.
Yeah.
His team. I know O'Malley, I'm assuming, will be on that squad. A lot of the Crush kids will be on the team.
It's a decent team.
And you're saying Savage plays who?
They play Traffic, another good A team.
Traffic is sneaky young. They have Bobby Russ's son who plays, I believe, shortstop.
Brendan plays short. He's nice.
I'm gonna go pick 'em in that one. I'm gonna go pick 'em, and I'm gonna take. Sorry, Traffic. I gotta go with my Southside boys on that one.
Okay. And then after that, we've got Yak Bombers and Born Divine.
Born Divine. They're a team out of Washington Park, I believe. Correct.
Correct.
Same one, I believe.
It's North South, I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got rained out.
That was the rainy game. That's right.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Born Divine on that one, Donnie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go Born Divine by a run and a half.
I like the way you think. Drew says, "Why is F Town playing A?" I think that's where they always play, right?
Do you know why, Mike?
There was a vote, and I think they ran it by the SSA, and I think the SSA said yes, as far as I know.
Okay.
Good on them. Play as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Drew is asking two Chicago guys on why an Iowa team. Let's just think about that, Mike. Isn't
why an Iowa team's what?
Why an Iowa team is playing A Nationals. Let's just think about that. Drew, have another beer on us, my man. Love you.
Well, that's the one we can win, right? You know,
right.
That's the one you guys let us win, right?
Yeah, let you guys win. Yeah, that's how it
Mm-hmm. The next game is this is a good one. OBOs and Diesels. We got to give a shout to Pat Moran if he's still watching. That Diesels team will be tough in this tournament, I think.
I'm gonna go Diesel. Diesel had a good showing in the Terry Moran.
Good team.
Which is not finished, as you guys know. They'll be playing August 25th. But Diesel also had a good run, I believe, in the A National No Glove, right? So they put some wins together there. I'm going to go Diesel on that one. I'm going to say Diesel. It's going to be close. So I'm going to say Diesel -2.
Okay. Then we've got Green Onions and 10 Deep.
I'm going to go 10 deep. 10 deep -2.5.
I think that's a good team
Solely
in this
based on
tournament.
the name.
And Green Onions is a sneaky little squad. So
There we go. We've got another Iowa squad in Mitchell's, and they play the Bullies. And funny enough, the winner of that team plays into the Moody Bullies from Iowa.
So, Mike, why don't you give us the rundown on the two Iowa teams there?
Mitchell's has been around. Both of those teams have been around forever. To be honest, I don't know a lot of their guys. There's I can't think of his name right now. He's gonna be mad off Mitchell's long hair. For the Carroll tournament this year, he basically we adopted him as our team mascot. He was shirtless the whole time and screaming loud, and we brought him for the Thunder. But I think we played Mitchell's once this year, and they hung in there for I think 4 innings or so, or they were on. So those guys can hit. Like they actually play quite a bit. So I just don't know. I don't know enough of the other team to give you an option, as far as what team they're playing either. So that's why I can't really give you any good insight on that. But these guys, it's not like this is their first tournament they've ever played. They play quite a bit. So
Right. So
I think both those teams have played A Nationals a couple of years now too.
So Mitchell's Donnie plays who in the first round in there? What did you say they were playing?
They play Bullies, which is a team out of Berwyn, a lot of Berwyn guys. I think Mitchell's wins that game. Bullies is a good team, just young guys that play in the parks. Edwin, Angelo, Chris Camarillo. Mitchell's may win that game by 2-3 runs.
All right, so we're going to go Mitchell's -3 in that game, Donnie, and put Mitchell's next round for me. And then we have they play the winner of from Iowa.
Moody Bullies plays that winner, and then you've got Smoking Aces and the Wolf Pack.
All right, Smoking Aces. I'd never heard of that name, but the Wolf Pack I have. Wolf Pack has won the B National, I believe, last year.
Yes, they did.
They were the first team ever to lose the first game and then come back and win, I think, 11 straight on Saturday or whatever it was, something crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go, just because of that, I'm going to go with with them, Wolfpack, to win on their first opening round game. And I'm going to put a line of 2.5 with them, or 3. Make it 3.
All right, then we've got 40 Deuce and the Trash Pandas.
Trash Pandas, 40 Deuce. I believe that is 2 Harrison Park teams, isn't it?
That is. That's a nice mixture of Harrison Park guys. Coach Arenas is 40 Deuce. He's always has a decent squad.
Trash Pandas, I believe, is Marco Quintana's team, I believe. That's who Marco plays with now. I know he played with Iron.
Oh, Marco Macias.
Macias. I said Quintana. Quintana's somebody I went to high school with. Macias.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Marco Quintana.
Yeah. Macias. He's on that team. So I'm going to, just because Marco's on there, I'm going to say Trash Pandas are going to win that game by 1 run, and we're going to put that line at minus a hook.
Minus 0.5.
Basically, pick them.
I think Trash Pandas win that game by a few runs. Here we go. We've got Sub City and the Playmakers. Talk to me about Sub City, Mike.
That team is some former. If you remember the team Blitz,
yes,
that played it. So some of those guys were with that team. My brother's actually playing on that team this weekend. They're been around the game a long time. They will, if they keep themselves in the game defensively, they're a good team. There's a lot of games where they're just losing by 1 run. It's got to be frustrating for those guys because they've past few years they finished top 3 or top 5 in a few tournaments, just haven't cracked the top 2, but they can play. So,
and Sub City plays, you said Playmakers? Playmakers is a Southside team, right?
Yep. Jeff Salmon runs that team with Louie. I think we have to pick Sub City just because Mike's on the show, right? 100%.
What? No, absolutely not.
My brother's on that team, so you might as well not pick him. So I
Oh,
think that's who
gotcha.
he's
Yeah,
playing
all
with
right.
this weekend. So you can
Playmakers it
pick
is.
against them. That's fine. That's fine.
Playmakers, dude. I mean, that'll be a tough game
It
actually.
would be a nice
That'll
game,
be
actually.
it would be. I gotta go. My gut tells me Sub City, unfortunately, but yeah, Sub City it is minus a run and a half for Sub City. I'm gonna go with Sub City, Donnie. So write Sub City down.
You got it, amigo.
Here we go.
Another Iowa team, Punch, plays a team I never heard of, Goons. Oh, that's I know the Goons. That's our Oak Lawn guys. That's Nikki and Declan. That team will be okay. That'll be actually a pretty decent game for the first round, I think.
Punch is pretty good though. I mean,
Very
and
good.
and I could see Punch winning that one pretty handily if they hit. I mean, that's Punch beat Team Jagoff in Iowa this year. Remember that game,
They
Donnie?
beat
Sure
us
do.
at state.
Sure do.
Yeah. So
They have a lot of guys. I don't know who they are, and I know they're big in the 12-inch world. So sorry, I just don't know the 12-inch game that much. But they
right.
have some guys that are really big in that game.
Goons
That are on
okay
that
though.
team now.
Their
they hit.
short center. Their short
Yeah, very
center was kind of a weird looking, stretchy dude, right?
For
He made every
Goons,
single
or
play in our game, Jim. He didn't make
He
a
did.
single error.
He made every play in our game. He was a weird, stretchy dude, as I would call it.
yeah.
But he made every play. So
What do you got, Jim? Punch?
I'm going Punch, and I'm going Punch probably by 3.
Goons might be all right, though. The Goons might shock you out there. And the last game in the bracket, Jim, is a team that may be a little controversial for being in it, but the Fat Kids playing the West Side Outlaws in round 1.
Fat Kids minus 7.5, almost 8. And Fat Kids is a winner. So let's go to the next round. I'm just going to pick games, the winners, so I get to the championship so I can get a winner.
Okay. Hardway, Sauce.
Sauce.
Goodwood, Los Barachos.
Goodwood.
Okay, then we've got Bankroll and F-Town.
F-Town.
Savage, Born Divine.
Savage.
And then we have Diesels and 10 Deep. That'll be a good game.
Diesels.
Mitchell's and
10 deep is
Wolfpack.
tough, though.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
It will be. Mitchell's Wolfpack.
Yep.
Sorry, Mitchell's. I got to go Wolfpack.
And then Trash Pandas, Sub City.
Sub City.
And then Punch and Fat Kids.
Fat Kids.
Okay.
So now next round. So
We've
we're
got
down to the final 4.
Final 8. Sauce. Sauce and Goodwood.
Ooh.
That'd actually be a nice game.
I got to go Goodwood, unfortunately.
So Goodwood's
I like
there.
the Sauce guys a lot, too.
Losing my it's tough to follow. You said Bankroll, right?
No. Bankroll
Okay.
was losing to F-Town.
Okay. F-Town and Savage.
Well, I mean, I got to go F-Town, right? They made a run last year. I can't.
They got second last year, so I think they're
Right.
going to make
Yep.
a run
Go
again.
F-Town. Yep.
Okay. And then it's going to be Diesels and who'd you pick? Wolfpack, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diesels and Wolfpack.
I would go Diesels.
Okay. So Diesel's there. And then you've got Fat Kids and
Sub
did you
City.
yeah.
Fat Kids.
Yep. And then we'll go to the top. Sorry, this is tough to follow when the bracket doesn't change.
Right.
So we got there Sauce or Goodwood. You pick Goodwood, Jim?
Goodwood. Yep.
Okay, Goodwood or Savage.
Would have been F-Town.
It would
Sorry.
be F-Town.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
a little slow, Mike. Goodwood
That's
or
right.
F-Town?
I'm gonna say Goodwood.
So Goodwood plays in the championship winners bracket final against the winner of Fat Kids and who'd you pick here?
Diesel.
Yes.
It's going to be Fat Kids. So it'll be Fat Kids Goodwood. I'm going to have F Town come through the losers bracket, and they're going to get second place again. And I'm going to say that. Well, I little small rumor. Okay, rumor mill is a couple weeks away, but I heard JP is going to be coaching for the Fat Kids this weekend.
So they can't.
So they cannot lose. So I have Fat Kids winning it all. F Town finishing second. Goodwood finishing third. Diesel finishing fourth. Those are my top 4 of the A Nationals.
Okay.
Sub City tied fifth with
Sauce.
whoever. Yeah, Sauce tied for fifth with Sub City. So there's my top 5.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
good luck to all the A National players. Donnie, who do you have winning the tournament?
Tough not to pick Fat Kids in this one, especially with JP. I mean, they had such a nice run at no gloves. I would say Fat Kids, especially with gloves now and their defense, depending on who they have. But just remember, they picked up 3 guys for no gloves, so it's not their 100% same team. So maybe a little bit more beatable, but I think Fat Kids probably still do it. Drew Ladick says we're going to Suds and to tell Mikey the news. You going to meet them there after this, Mike?
He and Nate single-handedly keep that bar open, I think. That's who. So Nate put in a team, Suds and Buds, for the Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame tournament, and Suds is the sponsor of that. So shout out to Suds.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to them.
I do think you guys might be sleeping on Punch a little bit.
I like the way you.
They might make me eat my words, but I think you're sleeping on them a little bit. They might make a run in this.
So my guy from Iowa is picking Punch to win the whole thing, Donnie.
I didn't say win the whole thing, but I think you're counting them out a little too early.
All right.
Mike Trump says, wait, we're really saying JP makes a difference. Absolutely. JP hasn't lost the tournament all year. Scotty Zarnick says, Fat Kids picked up whale players, apparently. That can't be true.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't think that would be allowed, right? You can't pick up another A team that I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that.
I think there's a rule though that they have. I think you can pick up 1 player possibly from another roster or 2. I don't know. 1 or 2. I don't know.
You can drop or add 3 players, and you can only pick up 1 from each team.
Right. I know you could pick up 3 players and 1 from each team and 1 from another major roster. I know that.
Because we were trying to send another team over, but they weren't. We were trying to combine Sisters Place and undrafted and send a team over, but they were gonna have to drop and add too many people to do it, so couldn't do it.
Right.
I'm curious to see who they picked up, if they did. Well, there you go. There's your bracket, Jim.
I appreciate that. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you joining our show tonight, my man. Thanks for sticking around for our bracket challenge. You know, Donnie and I have got one more topic we want to discuss before we head off the air tonight. So definitely appreciate you coming on. And if you don't have anything else for us, we'll definitely see you in a couple of weeks in Major National.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, man.
Dude, how cool was that though to learn about the bat, how he designed it, what he did, how he sent the clincher and all, I mean, it's really, really cool. I mean,
he's a very generous guy too. Like,
dude, I mean, he did not have to send this to us by any means. Not ask. We definitely appreciate it, and I have to make sure we take care of him for that as well. So hopefully his wife doesn't watch the show. Hopefully his wife's not watching the show and he ruins the surprise.
I also went ahead and purchased the cut shop bat too, just to kind of show some support. I bought another one, so I wanted to show Mike, love for sending us bats and how cool is that, and all the time and effort he's put into that. Manny, that's a good question. I wish I would have got to that, but if he has apparel, that would be cool to rock some cut shot apparel. I think that would be fun. Jimmy, what's the last topic you got, my man?
So I think with softball kind of wrapping together, and I think with Major Nationals, we're 2 weeks away from Major Nationals. We got to talk a little bit about who is your favorite to win major nationals, Donnie? Because I know we're going to get into this heated discussion next week about major nationals. I'm going to try to get a hold of Resmondo again. I'm going to
Yeah.
bring those guys on next week.
Yeah.
Obviously we have our special edition show this Sunday for the Dana Strong tournament. And I want to start talking about major nationals. I want to start getting it out there, promoting it. I think this year, 16-inch softball is probably the most excited it's ever been to play major nationals due to Resmondo coming. I think I feel that 3 or 4 calls today saying that the SSA better put them on Friday night because we're coming out there to watch them if Resmondo's playing Friday night, right? So
Agreed.
I think I just think that there's a tremendous buzz around Major National Weekend. So I gotta ask you, Donnie, who do you have to win Major Nationals, and you cannot pick signature?
I can't pick
And we can
signature.
change this when we do the bracket. We can change this, so we're not holding it to you because obviously the
Yeah.
bracket does matter.
45s is really tough with gloves, and that their guys place the ball so well around the field. Circus is Circus playing in it this year, Jim?
They are.
Okay, so Circus is obviously very tough as well. Another team that could kind of place the ball all over the place.
Well,
Wouldn't it be cool to see Resmondo win it?
it would be pretty cool. I don't know if that would be good for our game.
It would not be good. So we got to make sure they don't win. But it would be cool to see them win a few games. I would pick 45s early before seeing a bracket. 45s.
Yeah. Flash honestly was the first team to win 2 tournaments in the year, tournaments in one single calendar year in the last, I think, 5 years. So they won, I believe, Forest Park this year, and they won the Westchester tournament, correct?
Yeah, TOC, because 45s won North-South. We won Midsummer. Yeah, and then they won.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
Manny says Iowa. Maybe Chucks with gloves.
I mean, obviously they're going to be a tough out. We all know that.
Yeah.
I think it's more wide open than ever. And I think last year Flash had, did they finish top 4 last year? I think they were right on the borderline of top 4 last year, or close to it. So I mean, yeah, you say 45s. I mean, the team that comes to mind, depending on who they get out there, obviously that matters, is Circus. But also, just to kind of throw it out there, I mean, Donnie, I could pick you guys. I mean, there's no reason why you can't win this tournament, right? I can't pick Hex, obviously. So there's no reason why you guys can't, in my opinion, win this tournament. I think gloves help you guys, especially in the outfield.
Yeah.
You guys have fast outfielders. I'm assuming they can catch with a glove. So
we'd hope so.
Obviously,
yeah.
The one thing I can say is that the glove is definitely going to help my squad, right? So
yeah, right. True.
Well,
it's true. It's not a joke. Like you guys struggle with that.
It helps every team in softball, and I think it helps us a little more, just because sometimes we struggle to pick the ball up, and other times we're fantastic on defense. It just, it really just depends on what team you get that day for us. And fact, I've seen it all year. So, I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely excited to see Resmondo, and I am going to reach out to. I'd like to get Michael Pearson on if we could, the gentleman who hits 9 something every tournament, right?
Kyle Pearson is the. Yeah, I mean they've got some incredible athletes. He's one of the best softball players that I'll ever play. So if we can get him on the show, that'd be awesome. And just kind of see what he's doing to prep and look forward to it. So I've been watching some videos on them. They just had that Smoky Mountain Classic a couple weeks ago, I think 3-4 weeks ago. So they're in form. Yeah. They never lose form. They play all year.
We did not make it down there either. It was
busy for us.
I think it's been a busy summer for us, man. We've been traveling all over the place. Next year the plan is to go to Carroll, Iowa for Father's Day weekend. So I'm going to put a team together for that. We're going to head down there Father's Day weekend. Bring the families, bring the kids, and we're going to stay Friday to Monday and really enjoy ourselves. So I want to be well, I want to be the first team from Chicago to go down there. As far as I know, I mean, I know there's been probably teams that went down there in the past, but not that I'm aware of. And we want to go down there and support, and we always hear how great of a time it is. So we definitely want to do that next year. That's definitely on the bucket list.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me, my man.
Hey, Donnie, any questions for me tonight before we get off the air?
How did the 10-cent beer promotion go today?
The 50-cent beer, you mean?
Is that what it was? Oh, the
Yeah.
first one was $10 and then 50 cents.
Yeah, so basically, if you drink 4 beers, you're paying $12. It's $3 a beer. But any beer after that, your price goes down, right? So we tried it out. The reason why we threw it at $10, I used to have it at 5, but I threw it at 10. Is that in a couple weeks we're going to start having entertainment on Wednesday nights. So
Okay.
part of that entertainment, part of that $10 is going to go to the band or the DJ for that night. So realistically, your beers are going to be less than $10, right? So
Yeah.
we just made it 10 so that way we can obviously pay the bands, pay the DJs, pay those people, and we don't have to ask for a door cover or anything like that. Basically, just after 9 o'clock in the future, when we have entertainment, we're gonna just collect the $10 at the door and make it real simple where people can just go right up to the bar and 50 cents and boom, they get it. So
Pretty cool.
so just a different idea. We used to do it at my old place. Now we're doing it there, and it's pretty cool. So it says, "Who's coming in the village, people?" Uncle Jim.
What kind of crowd are you getting?
You know what? I mean, honestly, the crowd has been awesome so far. I mean, we've ran the special last week. We had up until I got on this show. I mean, there was 50, 60 people in there already tonight. So
Nice.
word is definitely spreading. And like I said, probably right after Labor Day, the first Wednesday in September, I'm going to start doing the DJ. I'm going to start off with a DJ, and then I might even do a live country band or a live band in the future on Wednesday nights. And I just really want to promote the Wednesday night, and then obviously that'll feed into the weekends. So
Cool.
that's the plan, Donnie. But great, thank you for the great question. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy to see that you guys are doing really well over there, man. That's it for me, Jim. Thank you as always, my man. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Donnie, for listening to us all night long and listening to our guys. So
yeah, man, you got it. We'll see you guys on Sunday for a special show where we talk about Dana's strong draw, and then
yes. And so before we hop off the air, please reach out to me if you haven't already today, or please send your Zelle by Friday.
Yeah.
I'm going to finalize all the teams Friday, and then Donnie and I will be doing a live draw Sunday night. Donnie, we'll probably go on after 9 o'clock Sunday night. So I have some family parties, things like that on Sunday. So it's my kid's birthday party, so I have to entertain all day on Sunday. So we'll probably do it late Sunday night. That's
my Junior Pacino. That's my Uncle June. He wants to help out with whatever he can. That's my guy, Jim. Use him to your advantage. He's great.
Yeah. So I did see a comment come in about Staples. Unfortunately, 2 weeks in a row, I have not seen any videos.
Nothing.
I looked this week of Staples. So hopefully we get some classic entertainment for next week.
Staples was at the Sox game with Mark Manizzi, and he said he was directing people around traffic.
God, I wish we would have got a video.
Well, I'll try to get one for Marky. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday. We'll post the time and everything. So see you guys in a little while.
For sure. Have a good one, Donnie. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
There you go.